Hello and namaste, my name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another video on Italy. I have to say, with the changes that Italy has brought about, it's turning out to be one of my favorite countries just in terms of immigration, the ease of it. In today's video, we're going to talk about an immigration update that came about in April 2022, where the Italian government decided that they're going to do away with the work permit requirement. So no work permit filing for specific cases, highly skilled individuals obviously, but I love it because reduce the bureaucracy and I'm all for it. So if you're considering Italy, whether as a student, whether as a highly skilled worker, whether as a generic worker, this video is for you. Make sure you stick around. You're wondering why is Nidhi so jumpy about Italy. I'll give you 2 or 3 pointers. I've actually been tracking Italy for some time, and let me give you a few pointers. I've covered it across my different social media platforms, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, etc. First up, the fact that they have free universities. Second up, the fact that they're the only country that gives the 5,200 euro scholarship, which is a need-based scholarship. So you don't need to be an Italian citizen, or you don't need a certain score. You don't need to be an exceptional student. As long as your family files income below a certain threshold, which actually most people from my home country, India, meet. So they meet that criteria. You get that 5,200 euro scholarship. Apart from that, they keep coming up with these calls. So recently there was a call for 900 euros per month. That was also a scholarship. Again, super easy application. You didn't need a lot. I covered it on my Instagram. Now, if this is your first time hearing about Italy or the amazing benefits that it has to offer, I do want to let you know that I've covered the 5,200 euro scholarship and free education in Italy quite extensively on my channel. The link is going to be somewhere here. So make sure you go check that out. And make sure that you watch that, send it to a friend, share it, like it, whatever. But yeah, it will definitely give you some insight into what Italy or education in Italy can be like. Just in case you're considering Italy, no IELTS, no TOEFL requirement, and the fact that they have some amazing English courses. So a lot of reasons why I felt like Italy was progressing in the right direction, but I've never covered Italy from a work permit standpoint, what happens once you graduate, etc. So now they've come up with this amazing, insane immigration update, and that's why I'm here to cover that. But before we do that, I want to quickly thank Sansama for collaborating with me on today's video. Now, as you know, there's a lot going on in Italy, and you need to be organized, you need to stay on top of it. That's how our lives also are. There's a lot going on in our lives, and we want to stay on top of everything, which is what Sansama helps you do. The amazing part of Sansama is that it comes with a 14-day free trial, and it helps you organize everything in one place. As somebody who uses an iPhone and had always felt smart because I had all these apps, reminders, notes, alarm, etc., I love Sansama because it organizes everything for me in one place. I don't need any bulky planner anymore, and I can prioritize my work day by day. Plus, if there are any tasks that I don't get to today, which happens with me all the time, they automatically get rolled over to tomorrow, so I know that they're still on the list and I still have to get through them. In terms of flexibility and ease of use, you get to decide what is it that you want together. So whether you want your meetings from Gmail, whether you want some tasks, you can put it all together on the app and then it'll organize it for you. And this will help you keep a track of your calendars, meetings, tasks, to-do lists, everything in one place. Best part, you can also use this to track your teammates. So if you are working remote like many of us are, then you can use this to also add in their organizers in, so you know what their schedule and everything looks like, and you can plan your work accordingly. Obviously, the sign up is free. The link is in the description box, so make sure you go ahead and sign up on the link and help this app make your lives easier. And now that we've spoken about organizing our lives, let's talk about the immigration update that Italy has for us. Alright, so historically, like other countries, Italy has always had permits for quotas. Most countries have them. I'm sure you've heard of H-1B, that's in the US, which is the most famous quota work permit. That's 65,000 plus 20,000, so 85,000 in a year. That is fixed. Italy and many other countries don't have a fixed quota, so they come up with their own quotas every year. And they determine, depending on the labor market, depending on the situation, what is it that they really need? Like how many foreigners or how many foreign workers do they really need? In 2022, they announced that quota to be 67,000. Now, this is only for generic workers. This is for, say, seasonal workers or workers who don't have a very specialized job, etc. But apart from announcing the quota for work permits, which is 67,000, they also decided to say that there's going to be no quota, no limit for highly skilled worker. So if you are a highly skilled worker, then there is no quota, no limit. So you don't fall in the 67,000 category. You simply have your own shot at getting a work permit in Italy. And then they went one step ahead and said, you now don't need a work permit. Don't need a work permit? What does that mean? All right, I know this is highly confusing, so let me break it down for you. First up, there is no requirement of getting an approval from the Italian Labour Board. Like you know, any country that gives you a work permit also has to go through their local labor boards. In Canada, it's called LMIA. In the US, it's something different. In other countries, it's something different. But anytime a work permit is issued, you have to go to the government and tell them that, hey, I need a foreign worker because a local worker was not available to take this job. The government then looks at your application and says, thumbs up, yes, you can get the worker, thumbs down, no, you cannot. Italy came up with a provision of doing away with the Italian Labour Board. So as long as you're hiring a highly skilled worker, you don't need to go to the Labour Board. You can just simply get their application in place. The processing time is significantly reduced. I know of someone who applied for this from India and got the job in a month. The visa literally came in 6 days for them. Third amazing thing, which I want all countries to do. So all countries, if you're listening, please, this is what I'm manifesting. If manifestation does really do anything, this is my manifestation for everyone, for all countries. They are scrapping the work permit requirement. So if you are an Italian company that wants to hire a foreigner, you don't have to apply a work permit for them. What do you have to do? You just have to fill an online form and send it to the consulate of that person's country. So suppose I live in Canada currently. If I want to get a job in Italy, my Italian employer just has to send over an online form. That's it. That talks about, hey, I need this person. There is no detailed employment agreement needed or anything like that. I know it sounds crazy, but this is true. So there's no detailed employment agreement needed. You need to fill an online form. And then once you send it over to the consulate of the person's country, which in my case would be somewhere in Toronto, the consulate would just go ahead and stamp my visa. Basically, no work permit gets issued in this. You don't need a work permit. Even after this, they've gone one step further and said all documents need to be submitted after the visa is issued. I know this sounds crazy. I know this sounds absolutely insane, but I have vetted this information across multiple news channels. I'm going to leave some links in the description box so that you know that this is true information. Honestly, it actually shocked a lot of immigration firms in Italy itself because they weren't expecting anything like this. But yes, all the documents need to be signed after the visa is issued and preferably once the person actually enters Italy. So once you enter Italy, you've gotten this visa issued. Once you enter Italy, within 8 days, you just have to go to the regional office and submit your documents just to make sure that you are the person that you're claiming to be. And fifth, the goal that the government has in mind is to make this an end-to-end 1 month process because it's still very new. It might take some time depending on which country you're moving from. But the goal is to make this an end-to-end 1 month process, including the person moving to Italy, filing their documents, submitting everything, getting their residence permit, whatnot. Honestly, my mind was blown. And when I spoke to the person who actually got this done recently, I was like, is this even possible? Like, this really sounds like a scam. But I also thought of Canada PR as a scam way back when I applied for it. Just because something sounds very easy doesn't mean that it's always fake and untrue. As always, throwing in a disclaimer, please make sure that you do your own research. I by no means am an immigration lawyer. I'm only giving you information that's available publicly and that I'm vetting through my network. So please make sure that you do your own research. Now let's talk about who does this apply to. So the first thing that I want to say is I like that they've done away with the fact that it has no salary requirements. I'm sure you know most countries, when they talk about these work permits, they have specific salary requirements that you need to make this amount of money, and that's when you'll get the work permit. I kind of like the fact that they've done away with this requirement. So you don't need to make a certain salary to prove yourself to be a skilled worker, but it only currently applies to 3 categories. I have been told that this is going to be expanded. So I think we should wait out on that because this is very new and it's only to expedite the current shortage. But currently it applies to 3 categories. The first one is managers and highly qualified professionals who are able to secure a job in Italy. The second one is EU Blue Card. And the third one is a manager or a specialist or a trainee who is seconded on a project to Italy. I know it's not an exhaustive list, but if you put everything together just for Italy in terms of studying, the benefits that they're offering, in terms of working, the immigration changes that they're bringing about, there's a lot that's happening. So all in all, I want to give a thumbs up for coming up with this, for doing away with this silly work permit requirement, for making it so much easier for employers and for people, making globalization truly possible in 2022. And I really hope that other countries follow suit. On that note, this video has come to an end. I hope that this video was informative for you. I hope that you will start considering Italy, whether for work or for study. And if you have any other questions related to this or Italy or any other piece of information that I've covered in my previous videos, please make sure you put them in the comments below. Also, let me know what else would you like to see on my channel, because I only want to create content that you want to see. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, because you have such amazing videos coming out pretty frequently on my channel. Promise to see you in the next video. Until then, make sure you take care, stay safe. Namaste.